I got my own on.
I've seen it. I've seen it twice, and I hadn't read it, so I didn't know what the scoop was.
Well, it kind of is if you still live there, but you know.
I do still live there.
Yeah.
But again, that's not my property.
Judge, he's on his way.
Indirectly.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to trickle down to me.
It can trickle down to that, yeah.
Yes, I can say
Yeah, I'm just about to believe we can buy rain. I mowed some stuff that's put off for a while Saturday afternoon, and it's blue-green, like really stressing, you know, just
Did you get any on Friday?
none.
And 3/4 coming to our house.
Wow, that was nice.
That'll put you to mowing your lawn.
We've not had over an inch since probably October, Jim.
We probably had an inch of rain since January 1st. Quarter here, 8th here, you know, that kind of deal. My grass is dead. I've got trees looking bad.
Bob drove some posts for Betty's signs at the park Thursday. He could barely get them to stand up. They wouldn't go in the ground to give up.
It's serious. I don't know if
All
y'all.
right, y'all ready? Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. We'll call this meeting with Wichita County Commissioners court order. Everyone please rise. This time I'd like to call on Commissioner Watts to give the invocation.
And Judge, I'm going to ask Jim Johnson to give our prayer this morning.
Thank you.
Holy Father, thank you for the chance for all of us to get to be here this morning. Thank you for the men and women who serve us in our armed forces, who protect us, for the men and women who serve in elected position. I pray that you would give all of them at every level of government wisdom to make the hard choices that need to be made. Pray that you would just be over this court. Let them be guided in wisdom, and just pray that you would be glorified in the actions that are done. Praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Join me in pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Take this place. This time I'd like to open for any public comments. It is 9:02. Anyone in the audience or on the conference call? Okay, hearing none, I will close this at 9:02. Ask the court to, I do want to announce we will be recessing from this court at about 9:40 to attend the Wichita Falls Police Memorial Ceremony, and then we'll reconvene, I would say, about 11 o'clock, then break for lunch, and at 1:30 we will canvass some votes and take care of any other business. We do have, and I don't know if some of y'all are here for that, we have the opening of the bids on the mortuary services. That is scheduled for not earlier than 10 o'clock on the bid document. We will not be able to react to that until we return, because we will recess prior to that. So I'm sorry for any inconvenience that might have caused anyone in this process. Okay. Ask the court to take action on the consent agenda.
This on item 7, Judge, is that our normal property coverage? That's all that is, right?
Yes, sir, it is. It's renewal of that, and I was really surprised that the increase wasn't greater than that with the added on, you know, the law enforcement center and all that. So,
But there's been some discussion about vehicle insurance, or not just outside. I know we've talked briefly about equipment insurance, but there was something about our interstate coverage.
Yes, and Ms. Jennings did the research on that, and you know, this is another time I just sort of told blank, you don't get insurance for each state you go in. And so just as like when I drive my car, USAA covers me everywhere. Same thing, we're self-insured. Now, whether we think the limitations, we think all that would work, but you never know. But we are covered, but we did ask TAC about it. They do cover the same thing, multi-state, wherever our vehicles go. If we add on vehicle insurance, and it seemed like to me it's either next month or in July, June or July 11th, I thought we were going to have, Ernesto was coming up to do a workshop with us.
July 1st.
July 1st, okay.
Well, we can ask him then about.
Yeah, but I did call him about it, and I sent him what Tracy had found.
Well, we just, Tracy, put in those precinct 5 vehicles that statement about self-insured, the clause where that comes from, because every time we take them to get inspected, they want to see insurance.
Right. And
So-
so we are self-insured in Texas.
There's a letter we developed for those.
Yes, and I just had updated it and put them back in there.
Okay. Anything else on the consent agenda?
Item discussion for 13, just for clarification purposes.
Yes, sir.
Item 13 is a large change order encompassing several items. If remember back in December when we first started this new elevator project, there was a lot of questions as to whether or not the proposed elevator, the original elevator we purchased would actually work in the shaft that we had available, the shaft size we had available. Therefore, we had to make changes in design. We did receive a $59,000 credit back from ThyssenKrupp or TK toward that. So that could be looked at as part of this change order. It's $86,000 for the change order, but we did receive the $59,000 credit back for the changes in the elevator itself. This not only addressed changes in that elevator shaft, it also addressed the changes in the first floor plan and some other stuff on the lobbies and CW, if you want to elaborate.
Well, yeah.
Since you're here.
No, you're covering it great. So, after we got the plaster put off the first floor walls, which is the biggest part out on the basement floor level, which you guys are aware of at this point, discovered they were load bearing, not indicated in any one of the drawings, so we had to make adjustments to those. Mainly just reworking the floor plan, cutting in some new lintels into those walls to support properly, which hasn't occurred yet, but this is what we are doing. The bulk of this is that voice lift. Having to pull out that column to accommodate the larger elevator and those things that probably should have been caught early on when the elevator was coming through being designed, but it wasn't. Fortunately, we were able to work with TK to get the credit back to you guys, which was fantastic. This also includes quite a bit of additional modification for the elevator that didn't come about until later in the project, including a work platform that's got to be built up there. CM wasn't aware of, nobody really was aware of it, unless it's a significant amount of work. So there's just a lot of little bitty pieces, parts and pieces in that are listed pretty thoroughly here in your consent. I thought that we covered.
This also included the stair landing coming off of 5, how we had to adjust for the 2 different edges of roofs that we have on the building.
Yeah, that was part of it as well, where we had the retrofit that, until we had a hole cut in the concrete to get up there and see what the dimensions actually were, nobody knew for sure. This also includes, because the elevator hoistway was extended south to accommodate that larger elevator, includes cutting into the stairwell structure at intermediate landings going up throughout the building too. So a lot of work there that's happening to accommodate that larger building.
But this will effectively use the majority of the remainder of the contingency funds. So, and there's still a few pending items that we're aware of coming up that we'll have to come back to court for.
as you and I talked, that was a very modest contingency fund estimate that was made for that project.
Yes, and also, we feel like the project is still very much under bid as far as demolition, so our original scheduled budget for the project is $6 million, so we're still well below the original scheduled budget.
As we work on budgets for those offices moving in there, we will make the furniture and all the other equipment purchases be part of the construction project. But I'm not putting that in their budgets unless you feel different.
Yeah, we'll take them separately.
But
When
the project
yeah,
costs not under individual part.
yeah, it's not part of the bid cost, but yes, we'll make it part of the project cost. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Item number 6, those 2 generators.
Yes, sir.
Those are generators on back order, or the lead time is 46 weeks. That's why they're on the agenda. And also notice there wasn't a cost on there. So I got those quoted, and the current cost was $37,890. You know, the cost is going to be the next coming. So if we add on to that item number 6 to allow $40,000, and that's the generator, the transfer switch, and the frame. It doesn't include the transfer switch later on.
Okay. Wrote that down. Anything else on the consent agenda?
Motion to approve is presented or amended, rather.
Second.
And Judge, I had one more.
Yes, sir.
With Lee here. Did we get a commitment from 911 on the code red on this?
Also, you're going to bring it to the board, but it basically just locks into place. It doesn't obligate us. Cancel after a year if we want to. But if that locks in at $16,000 whatever dollars, it goes for a year.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just subject to the weather.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments on the consent agenda? Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Muller, to approve the item with the slight revision to item number 6 up to $40,000 on that estimated cost on those generators. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Mr. Fitton, I didn't hear you vote, though.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So 5.
I thought you couldn't vote.
That's right,
It's
Ian.
not-
Thank you, Tracy. All right, motion carries 4-0. Okay, item number 1 on general business is to review and approve the regular bills for payment, order the county treasurer to disperse payroll and bill payments within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office. Any comments on the bills?
Motion to pay.
Second.
Okay. Had a motion by Commissioner Muller, seconded by Commissioner Beecham to approve the bills as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. The item number 2 is one I said we'll have to wait. Open the bids on this or on the transport service RFPs. Those are shown on the bid document. We opened at 10, so that's going to happen when we return and reopen. Item number 3, Chief McFerrin gotten here yet? There he is. Okay, gosh, hard to miss you there.
He's on the wrong side.
Yeah,
Judge.
that's exactly, because I looked right over there. I didn't want to sit by Lee. Discuss, consider, take action on the following 2022 budget amendments for departments 560 and 562 with an effective date of May 27, 2022, with excess salary and benefits of position changes being transferred from non-departmental contingencies. Chief, I had thought when we talked about this was going to be budget neutral, and it actually would add $961, I think it is, to salary line.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get this budget thing under my belt. It was a oversight on my part that we would actually have to move money from 562 to 560. I didn't know if that wasn't.
Well, from my point of view, I don't have a problem if we figure out to take out that 961. And since that other is an increase to a non-scheduled position, we have scheduled salary for the sergeant and the corporal position. So I don't think we ought to deviate from those. It would still afford that position that you've added a significant number of additional duties. It'd be an increase of $1,781 to the annual rate. Is that workable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Commissioners, other comments?
Lay that out again, Judge, I'm not following.
Okay. When he reduced the lieutenant's position, let me go back up that.
That's, the position stays the same. We're changing it from a lieutenant to a sergeant.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And lowering it,
From 62
2
to
to
57.
57.
Okay.
And then they're going to take a deputy position and change it to a corporal. And then that position would go from 48,070 to 50,899. And he had originally thought that difference then could be in total applied to the ID tech evidence custodian position and change it from 36,145 to 38,887. But he went over the amount of money that would be available there. So it would just be the balance of that, which I believe is 1781. And I think I just saw an error in that. But anyhow, it would be the residual from those two salary changes would be applied to the ID tech evidence custodian.
So these are individual positions?
Yeah.
We're not doing the whole slate, okay?
No, just
that
those.
was my question.
Yeah, but it is, if you don't allow that other $900 so go in there, then it does stay budget neutral.
but between 562 and 560, the money's not there.
That's correct.
It's still short, even looking into both of those.
Yes. But you're still increasing that position over $1,700. The one that he wants to because of the added duties that that person has taken on and responsibilities that the person he had there came from the city as a trained ID tech and then has added the duties of evidence custodian. And those are extremely critical, skill-sensitive jobs.
Which was what was all rolled up into the lieutenant originally, right?
Yes, sir. Now, Sergeant Wood will still be the person who answers for evidence, but he's going to have a much less day-to-day role with it. He's going to be doing auditing and just spot checking to make sure that she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. But Lieutenant Penaluna was the man.
Right.
He did pretty much everything as far as evidence in our storage there.
So I'd like to ask you to take action on that and approve it with the corrected salary levels.
Yeah, I'll make that motion, Judge.
So is that final salary for the custodian tech at 37,946? Is it my math correct on that?
Well, why does it come out of that position?
I thought that's what the one that was adjusted.
It's money being split when you change from lieutenant to sergeant, and then you took part of that money because you raised it from the corporal to the sergeant, you kept another corporal. It's just taking that lieutenant money
966.
and redistributing.
Well, I know, but my question is, you're pulling all the 900 from position
trust you,
53. Why wouldn't you
phone.
split it between the corporal and the ID?
I said earlier, we have those established in the budget as sergeant maximum salary is this. I can't see a reason to deviate from that. Then you've got to start, because it's going to come back then later, well, that sergeant's not paid, well, those sergeants are. you know, this other person is getting a significant raise for those additional duties, but it remains budget neutral.
Gotcha.
So, the number 37,966 for the proposed salary for ID tech evidence custodian. And everything else stays the same.
Okay. Okay. Then it was a motion made by Commissioner Watts, second that. And second,
I got it,
did you think?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Beecham to make the adjustments with the corrections of salaries in the ID Tech Evidence Custodian. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried 4-0. Item number 4, discuss and take up action to continue or cancel the current Wichita County burn ban. Commissioner Fincannon and I met with Mr. Burgoyne and the fire chiefs the other night. Everyone there was supportive of it. I think you had also gotten some email information. Okay.
Maintaining it or
Canceling.
canceling? Okay, sorry.
Sorry. At any rate, and we did discuss then, we're probably talking about 45 to 60 days before we're going to be back in. And of course, Thursday is supposed to be 107.
I don't think you got 45 to 60 days.
I don't either.
I think it's going to deteriorate.
That was a discussion the other night. I think it's going to, yeah.
I'm thinking 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
If the conditions continue like they are, it's bad out there. In places, not all across the county.
Yeah.
There's places that are much worse today than they were when we put this burn ban on.
Yeah.
So that's where we are, but hey, I go with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
You know, the Chiefs
if our
are the one
chiefs
that-
are for it, then,
Yeah,
but we do need to take a serious look at it probably each week with these 107-degree temperatures and
But
30-mile-an-hour winds we're experiencing.
advised, we can't state this enough, even whether there's a burn ban on or a burn ban not on, you are still liable. If you start a fire and burn somebody's property, I mean, that's not a condition of a burn ban. And just be careful.
That's true every day.
Yeah.
Okay, but it will be reviewed, but we will, you know, let's take action on that to cancel it. Do I have a motion?
So we're taking action to cancel it.
To cancel it. It's in effect right now. Okay, guys.
Well,
I mean,
If you don't take action, it stays in place.
what is the benefit of canceling it, I guess, is my question. What does that get us?
Well, Commissioner, you can go ahead and speak, I think, to this, but you can't.
He can't make the motion, Judge.
No, he can't make the motion, no.
And I think that's his question.
Oh, okay, I
He
couldn't
make
hear
the
you.
motion, he cannot, he can't make it.
Okay.
The effort, if I may, the effort to cancel the burn ban, it's a lot of people burn their trash, burn their limbs, burn all the stuff that they have. Because it's piling up, and folks are starting, and it's hard for folks to start doing it at night. You know, they don't think they're going to get caught. So it's an effort to,
Did nobody ever see a fire?
It's
at
be
night?
a lot easier to get caught than that time.
Oh, I hope someone else is investing their money.
it's an effort to let people burn off some of their stuff in the rural area before we have to put it back on. So, I mean, I got another call this morning. Somebody got something they could burn off.
When you say burn off, we're including pastures, fences, barns, houses. Yeah, it's not good out there, folks. I'm telling you, I'm there every day. I mean, I go with the chiefs, but I've also had a chief tell me leave it. So what do you do? I'm not adamantly opposed to it. And the burn ban doesn't prevent wildfires anyway. It serves notice that there's a problem. Yeah, that's the main effect of it, and to most people, not all people, but.
If we discover within a few days it's got a hand in a problem, I can always do an emergency order that's good for 7 days. And we can certainly put it on.
Yeah, and you can do it quickly, you know, so.
We can put it on the agenda each week to discuss, so we have it, if you want to add, or you want to ratify the one that I would do as an emergency. Because I kind of worry when you open the gate and say, yeah, you go ahead and burn all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just not sure.
That's the concern.
It is a concern.
Okay. I need a motion to either continue or cancel, and the other one can ride, but I feel better with.
You'd feel better with what, Judge?
With a motion, one way or the other.
But if we don't make a motion, it stays on.
Yeah. Y'all can think of that. We can come back in.
Can we table it for a little bit?
Yeah, that's the thing to do when you can't decide.
It's called procrastination.
Yeah, it'll get better. I'm telling you, conditions will change from now on.
Okay. I mean, and I understand, and I'm not just adamantly against it, but I'm just trying to weigh the
pros and cons.
But it is, I'm telling you, we're still in bad conditions.
We're in worse conditions than we were when we started this 2 weeks
That's
ago.
what's nipping at me, and I have had one fire chief tell me that he thinks we ought to leave it on, so, what do you do?
Other thing they did say, that was pretty resounding, don't do halfway across the county one way or another. They said make it countywide.
And there is a big difference between the east and the west part.
wanted to say something, I think. Mickey,
excuse me, Commissioner. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I can't.
Hold on, Vic, let me put my
I can't hear
microphone
you.
over here so
Yeah.
we can hear you. Go ahead.
Not only was there all the agreement of the fire chiefs that they wanted to lift that burn ban, there were several of those fire chiefs that, like myself, have received a lot of requests to have that burn ban lifted, at least for a short term, to get some stuff taken care of. So those fire chiefs had also said that. So keep that in mind when you're making your decision, because the other commissioners, just me and the judge there at the meetings, and that's what they had stated. So, and I do realize that we might have to very well put it back on in 2 to 3 weeks, who knows? But it all depends, that all depends on the weather. But we took the best advice from the people that were out there fighting the fires.
Now, can you tell me what he said? Because I didn't.
He said,
hear it.
essentially boiling it down, that they took the best advice of the people out there fighting the fires, and that's what they had recommended.
But you only had 4 departments for
Only 4 departments?
Right.
Which 4?
Well, see, in the western part is where the problem is.
Say that again.
Not really. Not interested in lifting it?
No, they requested
Requested
to lift it.
to lift it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, let's hold on to that a while.
Okay.
Let's do number 5, and then we're going to recess. Finish that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Receive update on courthouse renovation, elevator projects, and county courthouse annex. Commissioner Beecham.
Biggest thing we've got going on right now is the walls and stuff are going up on the first floor. You will go down there, it's starting to look like something.
I saw it the first time
Yeah.
in the last probably 3 weeks, and there are major changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of adjustment. We have to kind of walk through it on a daily basis to kind of adjust things around the actual building conditions, but
It's level.
what,
You don't walk downhill.
No, you don't.
Mark, what was, this came up this past week, Judge, you and I was somewhere, about any tip help on sidewalks, or are we outside of that zone? Or I remember having a brief discussion with Karen over, the sidewalks for receiving some TIF money.
Yeah, can we discuss that afterwards, please?
After,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the question, whether we would be for that downtown tip zone.
Okay.
You're talking about Phoenix.
Yeah.
Is that in the zone? Do we know?
I wasn't for sure. I just know I reached out to her and I never.
Okay. Well, let's give him a chance to check that out. Anything else on the renovation projects?
No, it's really about it's the big thing that's going on right now is rebuild back on first floor, so.
And everything is back right on the elevator in the annex. We had that problem, something was not hooked up right.
Oh, yeah, that's all been resolved. We're finishing up the punch list on the things that we discovered on our punch walk a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Gentlemen, y'all are here. Is there something we're missing you came here for, or just came to see what was going on and kind of go? All right, great, glad to have you. But I had a guy sit here one day, we do this, and came to during meetings, and then he would come at the end while talking. I said, that's what I asked for at the first, so I don't like to leave anyone out. Okay. Then it is 9:31, and we will recess to go within the police memorial and reconvene probably around 11 o'clock.
Nancy, why are we wearing her? Could you quilt us one? That'd be a deal.
Yeah, I think
A quilted tie would be pretty cool.
that'd be
Yeah, that really was.
Quilted and marketing.
I don't know why that wouldn't work.
She can do both.
Have a nice little,
time, drink two and
nice
four
little
to-
pattern quilted in. You might start a new trend.
There you go.
All right. Did you come for canvassing or just be here, Marty? Oh, okay, good. I was going to say canvassing is not going to be until 1:30. Okay. Okay, all ready. That's good. It is 10:56, and we'll call this meeting of Wichita County Commissioners Court back to order after having adjourned or recessed at 9:31 to attend the police memorial, which was very well done. And, at this time, let's go back to the item number 2, open and take action as necessary on the transport services RFP. This is for mortuary services to pick up bodies locally and bring them to a point for embalming, and also to transport back and forth to the Dallas Forensic Center for autopsy.
How many do we have?
Just one.
Just one.
What happened to our other people?
No, to Wichita Falls Mortuary, yeah.
Falls, yeah.
Did we send them anything?
Yeah, and it was on the website as well.
Well, I doubt they go to the website, but if we sent it to them, we did all we could do.
Yeah.
We did send it.
Okay. Okay, from Howard Mortuary and Norson, Texas, is how you say it, crematory services. They are out of Crum, Texas, but they do have an office locally.
Now, are these guys, could they have been doing the work for the other guys?
No, they were doing it themselves.
Do what?
They were doing it themselves. When they get a call when Wichita Falls embalming couldn't get to it, then they were, or some of the funeral homes called them direct.
Did you say this is strictly for autopsy, or is this for?
No, for
this
each
for
agent to be transported.
Well, the only way I knew of this group was, there's a boy in our Bible study that works there. And he was just telling me what they did, and then I actually drove by and looked at it, and
Yeah, we met with them a couple of months ago.
Their price is $215, proposed fixed cost within Wichita County, $215 plus body bag, if needed, per pickup of body. And the proposed fixed cost to Dallas for the autopsy is $550 plus the body bag per trip. Now,
what have we been doing good
about half that?
about that?
No, about half that, I think.
Oh, I think so, 100 and.
On 250. But what are they gonna charge us both ways on that? So we need some clarification. If that's per trip, if they take one down, they do the autopsy, then they go back to get the body, to bring it back. Now, technically, bringing the body back goes as part of the funeral costs, and we shouldn't have to pay that.
But if
But
it's
an
an
indigent,
indigent deal, we do have to pay.
well, if it's an indigent, we try to cremate them down there.
Oh, okay.
We try, yeah, generally.
Second, and be ready since we got one offer.
Why don't we take it under advisement and look at and confirm what we have been paid?
Yeah,
to see.
I think that's the better option right now. If we have to rebid, then we can address it next week.
Yeah.
Get back on the agenda. Yeah, I'll make a motion that we take it under advisement and for further clarification and research.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thank you. I'm gonna say for 2 weeks, is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Any other comments by anyone on the phone or in the audience? Y'all all look interested in this. So, okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Okay. Y'all want to wait until after 1:30 to talk about, to do something on the burn ban, or?
Well, I got my deal cleared up, Judge, so I got the information I was looking for.
Okay.
But I mean, we can wait till 1:30 if you want.
No, I know.
Maybe, well, you got it though. That's why you go ask the people that are involved.
Yeah.
You know.
So, you want to make a motion, or?
Well, and the answer I got, let me explain it.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help a little bit, is that we have had no reported fires from a set fire. They've all been electrical wires or other deals, and for that, I get some of my guys out west are saying that they're okay to let some people clean some stuff up, so I'll make the motion.
Second.
And I did explain to them, we can go back pretty
Yeah.
quick if we need to, if conditions continue to, you know, I mean, that's the deal. I want to do what the people out there in the fire line are wanting to do. You don't need me sitting up here and dictating what somebody needs to do. That's why you go ask them.
Yeah. So a motion by Commissioner Waller, second by Commissioner Watts to remove the burn ban. Any other comments?
Did you want to stipulate in there that you'll review periodically, or?
We can put in there to, it'll be on the agenda weekly.
Yeah.
Then there's some folks thinking maybe that'll help with some of the snake problems we're having too, so
Yeah.
clean some areas up.
We don't want them to run out and come our way though, Tanya.
I know, I don't like fire, but I think I like snakes work less.
Can we ask as part of that we be provided Keats Bynum index numbers each week? Yeah, if they would report that to us. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, please.
I tell you what, that keeps buying though, it's gonna depend on which side of the road you're on.
Well,
You know,
yeah, but west part of the county has still not received
It's
anything.
not good at all. But, a word of caution, be careful. Be careful. We've not had many days you could actually do it, but today might be one of them, you know, or
Okay. Motion is to remove the burn ban at this time, but will be on the agenda each week. EMC will report the Keats Bynum index each Monday. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Okay. We'll come back we're recessed now at 11:05 and return at 1:30 to canvass the votes.
you know, I can imagine with Austin like it is, that's, good grief. That'd be scary.
Good afternoon, it's 1:31. We'll reconvene this meeting of Commissioners Court after recessing. At 11:05, the remaining item on business is to canvass and take necessary action on the election results of the May 7, 2022 Constitutional Amendment Special Election. Ms. Annette Stanley, Chief Deputy County Clerk and County Clerk-elect, will present the canvass as we get into her. Ms. Stanley?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and announce the votes for Proposition 1 and Proposition 2. We had 4,635 for and 492 against for Proposition 1. And for Proposition 2, we had 4,633 for and 532 against.
Okay. And the other elections that were conducted by us on that day are not ours in the canvas because they are in the city of Berkeley.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, can I have a motion then to accept the canvas as presented?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay. Is the phone on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thanks. Okay. This time I'll call for the vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you very much. Let me, you may help us on this. These were propositions, not amendments, constitutional amendments.
No, they were propositions that they are constitutional amendments.
They are to be constitutional amendments. Were they on the Democratic ballot also?
They were on, well, this previous one, that was just a general ballot.
That's right. This,
It was-
excuse me, May 7th was
Yeah.
its own, there we go. Okay. All right.
Then normally we don't have them happen in the spring, but because they were passed during the special session,
Right.
that's why they're off.
There's been a lot of questions. I've had several people ask me about the increased exemption, which, so does that have to be adopted by the legislature?
They already did. When they passed the
Joint resolution.
joint resolutions in the last special session, that puts in new language which goes into effect if the voters pass the amendment, which amendments which they have.
So is that an option or is it mandated?
It's mandated.
Okay,
It's
all
now.
right, because I didn't want to misspeak. I thought it probably was, but so that clears that up. So that will take effect when?
For the tax year, I'll go back and look. I think it's for the next tax year.
tax year.
Won't affect.
When the new
Okay.
appraisals come out, or when the new taxes roll out, it'll have that exemption on there?
Should. Okay.
So it'd be exemption off the current appraisals, I would think.
Let me
It's the
look
next
and see.
tax year, next tax year.
I would think that's when it come out for
The way I've had it explained
So
to
will
me.
will that shrink the tax roll?
It will shrink the, it
Or
won't
will the
shrink the tax
tax roll
roll.
will
The
stay.
state is going to bear the burden of the difference.
Because it's just on
School tax.
school taxes.
School tax, that's right. Okay.
And we by vote allow an exemption county-wise of how much? And is it a 65 and over exemption? Is that what we
I think
have?
that's right, yeah.
But
25,000.
is it 25,000 for anybody over 65 in the county?
But you have to apply. Isn't that correct?
No, you don't, it's automatic.
I'm sorry, the school exemption is automatic.
Okay.
I think for the county exemption, you have to.
You have to apply.
Yeah.
And it is for the tax year starting January 1st, 2022.
So the tax roll will be the same, and that will just be reduced off the bill, I would assume.
Now, say that again, Jim. You mean for the taxes that will come out in October of this year?
Yeah.
That exemption
Right,
will
for
be.
taxes that are being assessed this year, not for last
Right.
year's. Which I'll
But
touch
On the current appraisal.
Yeah. And Willie, so but the automatic, you get a discount on your county taxes because we adopted, we could also do away with that. But isn't there a mandatory, it's not 25,000 though, is it? For your homestead?
I thought it was 25.
Is it?
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Well, I thought it was 15, but maybe just 25.
I think it was.
It used to be. Well, I'm old, so.
But it's only for 65 over. Now, we could adopt something, but then we'd lose that value. I mean, we could adopt to allow 25,000 across the board for all homesteads, right?
Yeah.
You can, but you have to make up the revenue with some other source.
Well,
And
You'll just,
I-
your adjusted rate will
You'll
just
adjust the
allow
rate,
it. Almost any exemption for somebody and someone else
pays for it, yeah. You just,
Pretty much.
Yeah, and of course, while this appeals to older voters, if it were dealing with county or city taxes, it would lay that burden then on the younger folks. But
right.
And it really hits the hard because I saw the numbers one time, like something like 65% of the taxable value is on the 65 and older. In other words, people 65 and older own a bigger share of the value of property than the younger end of that deal. So it would magnify the loss that you'd have to recoup. There's no easy answer. There's no easy way out.
there was something mentioned, excuse me.
Oh, go ahead. No, I'm looking for something. Go ahead.
Something mentioned about the governor having a plan to do away with school taxes. Did you see anything on that?
I did not.
Supposedly that came out last week.
I've heard talk about that, which is kind of a continuation of what the legislature's done in the last two sessions, where that extra revenue is used to buy down and compress the school tax rate.
My worry about that, he who pays the bill sometimes tells you what you can eat.
Yeah, because the state portion gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Something.
Well, you know, when I was on the school board, before I came off the school board, the state bought down, we had a $1.50 cap, and the state bought it back to $1, and we started over again, and now I guess we're back there, practically. I don't know if the cap exists today, does it?
It does.
Okay.
Think of it, $1.18 when you start mixing copper pennies and all that.
Those three magic pennies.
But in 19 and then again this year, to accomplish that property tax buy down, the state's just lowering that cap and making up the difference.
But is there still a $1.50 cap? Where school taxes can't go over $1.50?
So I'm not combined M&O and INS?
Yes.
I don't know. I would assume so, but I don't know.
Just on that same subject, according to appraisal district's numbers, if we did approve an exemption across the board for all homesteads, it's a loss of revenue of $833 million. Or loss of valuation, sorry, $833 million for a $5.1 million loss in revenue, current tax rate. We'd have to raise tax rates enough to account for
a nickel. We had a loss of
5.1.
833 million.
No, I said it wrong. I caught it. I said it wrong.
Yeah.
Loss of valuation.
Yeah. We're done.
But you realize that if property value goes down, tax rate goes up.
Yeah.
And so you'll be paying the same amount. Okay. We've done that duty, and we have budget hearing scheduled immediately follow this. It is 1:41.